Hey Home Base Nation, my name is Chris Manzano. I'm the athletic trainer and strength and conditioning specialist here at Home Base. For today's fitness education video, we're gonna go over foam rolling. And what we're gonna do today, I'm actually gonna walk you through the same exact routine that our Warrior Health and Fitness participants do up here in New England. It's basically just a basic lower body and back routine that you can do. It should only take about 5 to 7 minutes overall. For today's video's sake, we're gonna keep it short. I'm only gonna work on just a few seconds on each section that we're doing. But in reality, when you're doing this, you should spend somewhere between 30 and 60 seconds on each section that we work on. So let's get started. So we're gonna start on our butt. And what you're gonna do for the first one, sit back, hands on the ground, butt on the foam roller. You're gonna try to cross one leg, and the leg that's crossed, that's the cheek you're gonna sit on. And all you're gonna do is roll back and forth on that cheek, getting the whole length of the gluteus max muscle. So back and forth, just like this. Again, you're gonna work on this for about 30 to 60 seconds, and then you're gonna switch sides. So same thing on the other side. You're gonna go back and forth. Again, about 30 to 60 seconds. Good. All right, so that's the butt. The next one you're gonna do, we're gonna do hamstrings. Now there's a few ways you can do this. I'll show you both ways. You're gonna start with both legs on the foam roll at about your knee. I'll scoot back a little bit more space. Hands on the ground, lift your butt off the ground, and all you're gonna do is roll back and forth. You're gonna try to go the whole length of the hamstring. So from your knees all the way up to the bone in your butt. Staying on both legs. Now, if this is a little too soft for you, if you feel like you're not getting a good enough movement, you can cross your leg and put pressure on just one leg, and that'll increase the pressure. Again, going back and forth. If you do this, make sure you're doing 30 to 60 seconds on each side. You go ahead and switch, same thing. Just getting that right side now. So the next one we're gonna do is our IT band. So the IT band is probably the most painful for a lot of people. But if you're following along, basically what you can do is just mirror what I'm doing on the video. So you're gonna put the foam roller on your hip, square up your hips towards the front, put one foot here, hands for support. Now again, same thing as the hamstrings, you're gonna just go from your hip all the way down to your knee as far as possible, because you wanna get the whole length. Now you'll feel some rough spots that'll be a little tender. Those are spots you can kind of sit and work on just a little bit. Just like that. Remember, 30 to 60 seconds on each side. So again, if you're following along on the video, I'll do it on the right side. You're just gonna switch around, sit on the foam roll, and just move back and forth. Now, the reason why we foam roll prior to working out is not that it's because it's a good stretch, but what it's actually doing is your muscles are covered by what's called a fascia. Now, it's just a thin sheath of tissue that encapsulates each muscle. And what foam rolling is doing is actually loosening up that fascia, and it's allowing your muscle more room to contract and expand. So when we're done with this, you're gonna feel a big difference in your movement and your mobility. So if you imagine, if you take a piece of raw chicken breast and you vacuum seal it in plastic, and now that chicken's not going anywhere. And the next thing you do, you try to rub that chicken in that plastic. Well, what's gonna happen to that plastic? It's gonna loosen up around that chicken. And so that's basically the same thing we're doing to our muscles here. The next one we're gonna do our quads. So again, you can start with both legs. I like to do one leg at a time. Let's see if I can get it. Start on your knees. And basically you're just gonna roll back and forth the length of your quadriceps muscle. Back and forth. So again, for me, I like to do single leg, so I like to lean on one side so I can get all the way up to that hip, get the whole length of the quad, and just back and forth. After 30 to 60 seconds, you're gonna switch sides, and just like that. Now, if this is too hard, you can also you can lay down on it with the single leg and support yourself with your other leg, and just roll back and forth. Just like that. The next one we're gonna do the inside of the legs. So you're gonna lay on the ground, just like this. You're gonna take your foam roll and put it underneath your leg so you're hitting the inside of your leg. And basically all you're doing is rolling back and forth on the inside of that leg. Just like that, about 30 to 60 seconds, then you'll switch sides. For our last one, we're gonna get the back. Now this one's my favorite one. So you're gonna sit on the ground with the foam roll here at your back. I'll get a little more space here. And you're gonna lean back onto it. And what I want you to do is give yourself a big hug, reach for those shoulder blades. And all you're doing is lifting your butt off the ground and rolling that roller all the way to your shoulder blades, pushing yourself back up all the way to your low back. So you're gonna go back and forth. Now you might feel a few pops and cracks in your spine. As long as they're pain-free, that's pretty normal. And what you can do, I'll move here for a little more space. What you can do as you're coming up and down is breathe with the movement. So you're here, exhale, inhale, and exhale as you roll down. Inhale up, exhale down. So that's the same routine that we do for our Warrior Health Fitness participants here in New England. It's a basic routine that we teach them. They do that every time before they work out. And it's just a good lower body and back routine that'll help you get moving with the movements that we do. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and hopefully we'll see you next time.